Who says Blumhouse can't put out good movies? Let's review The Black Phone. The Black Phone stars Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, Ethan Hawke, and is directed by Scott Derrickson. What's up, guys? It's time to finally review The Black Phone. I've been hearing about this movie for, I think, maybe a year now. And it's finally here. I got to see it tonight at a press screening. It was a press/advanced screening, which was nice. And you know what? I like when they combine the two because you have a bigger audience, so you can kind of get the full reaction from everybody. And I can tell you right now, the audience clapped at the end of this movie. And going into this, I like that the trailers kind of only showed the kidnapping aspect of it. I don't think I even watched, I think I just watched the first trailer. So it gave just enough away, okay? And let me just say, coming out of this so pleasantly surprised with this movie. This will be a spoiler-free review. I'm definitely gonna have to do a spoiler review this weekend because there's so much in this movie that I don't really want to tell you guys, okay? I want you guys to go into this movie not really knowing much of anything at all, outside of what you probably saw in the first trailer. So yeah, look for a spoiler review over the weekend. Lots to dive into. I'm gonna give you the broad strokes here. Don't worry, you're still gonna get a nice plot synopsis, and I'm gonna tell you the good, and if there's any bad, yeah, we'll get into all that. And by the way, if you look behind me, it's starting to look like a graveyard of masks. You know, I had the masks in the display back there, but I'm starting to get more masks. You'll see a Sam mask back there. My daughter gave me that for Father's Day. So Jessie, thank you so much. She knows I love Sam from Trick or Treat. So it looks like I got like a little pumpkin patch, but it's like a mask patch. But anyway, let's give you a quick plot synopsis. And again, broad strokes here. Our main character is Finney, played by Mason Thames. And he is this young kid, you know. And this movie takes place in the 70s. He's in high school. He's got this quick-witted, smart-mouthed sister by the name of Gwen, who is a freaking scene stealer. We'll get more into her. Comes upon this, this guy in this van who's known as the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke. This is a kidnapping movie. He is kidnapped. And so throughout the rest of the movie, Mason has to figure out how to get out of this mess. The reason the movie is called The Black Phone is because in the basement where he's at, you'll see there's this black phone on the wall, and it rings. And so he picks up the phone, and this is where I tell you no more. Something happens on that phone, okay? I'll just tell you that right now. And it's a major part of what drives this movie. Now, first off, a lot of times I like to compare movies to other movies just to kind of give you guys an idea of the vibe, the tone of the movie that you're about to watch. 4 movies really came to mind with this movie: Room, Pet Sematary, Silence of the Lambs, and of course, It. Okay, Stephen King, it's almost as if this could have been one of his books, you know? Even though he didn't write this, it feels like a love letter to Stephen King. But I mentioned those 4 movies because you're gonna get something, be it character driven, be it the tone of the movie, even I guess the time frame, because this is set in like the 70s. And really just that like middle America vibe. This takes place in Colorado. And so I kind of grabbed a little bit of all 4 of those movies. And it just feels like Americana, like a Stephen King type film. And one thing we love about Stephen King's films is his characters are so rich. And nobody handles, I guess, children, adolescents better than Stephen King in his stories. The main character, Finney, this kid has such a great arc throughout because he's very smart, but he's afraid. He doesn't want to stand up. He doesn't want to fight. And there's this other kid in the high school with him that takes up for it and tells him, one day you're going to have to do this by yourself. I can't fight your battles for you all the time. And so you already know that that's going to come into play in this movie somewhere down the line. And this is a slow burn. But I mean that in the best way. People often shy away from slow burns, but to me, if the story's rich enough, if the characters are good enough, then you can often benefit from a slow burn because that means there's gonna be some surprises along the way and you have time to breathe and kind of soak in what's going on in the story. When I say slow burn, I was never once bored by this movie. There's always another page that turns along the way. And it's one of those stories where you're kind of figuring things out. You know, like, why is this happening? When he picks up this phone. But it all makes sense. This is a very well written story, start to finish, and I just couldn't get enough of it. But I love characters that I can really root for and get behind, and this character, Finney, was just that. There's parts of this that I want to tell you guys so bad because it's so story driven, It's so character driven. And I have to wait until the spoiler review. It's driving me crazy. Another character that really stands out is his sister, Gwen, played by Madeline McGraw. Guys, remember that name? I guarantee you're going to see her again. She really shines in this movie. She's just so spitfire, quick-witted, really just sassy. She's kind of a pain in the butt to, I guess, those that annoy her. But she loves her brother to death, and she just has so many great scenes in this movie. I loved her so much. And she's a great actress. She really is. There's some emotional moments. This is a low-income family, and they got this father that's an alcoholic. He has his problems, and so the brother and the sister, they have to kind of stick together. And I'm sure that this is so relatable to a lot of people, and they really just capitalize on their relationship. And there's a lot of funny moments. In a movie that's this heavy, you want some lighter moments, some quick-witted characters along the way, I guess, to lighten the mood a little bit. And boy, does she. There were quite a few moments where the theater, everybody just busted out laughing because of some of the shit she would say to adults. And she plays a major part into the plot of the movie. This is where kind of the faith and the supernatural aspect kind of ties into the movie. And this is a child, so she's not 100% sure of everything. She's figuring things out. Really, these are kids that are figuring things out. Figuring things out is a major plot point in this movie with even our main character. My God, what a great arc too, okay? You can tell that I'm being extremely careful with this review, okay? Because I don't want to give anything away. Can't wait to do the spoiler review. Guys, freaking trapped on an island for sure. Didn't even mention Ethan Hawke in this. And I'm saving that for the spoiler review, okay? That's intentional. But just trust me, guys. You're going to love this. You're really going to love this movie. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, but I was just floored. It was such a nice surprise. And it's just a testament that, you know what? Blumhouse can make good movies. They can put out good movies. I guess I should say they can distribute good movies. And after seeing this movie, there was that news report that Blumhouse was wanting to buy the rights to Nightmare and Friday. I don't know if I want them to buy both, but you know what? If Nightmare on Elm Street goes to Blumhouse after this movie, yes, I'm fine with that. I'm curious to see what they could do because Blumhouse does like to get behind really good filmmakers, really good directors. Scott Derrickson, fantastic. He directed Sinister. Yeah, I'm fine with it, okay? Plus you probably get a bigger budget. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's my review for The Black Phone. Look for the spoiler review coming hopefully this weekend. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day on Fridays. We do free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on all my socials. Support me on Patreon and buy me a coffee. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.